the outside voices have been saying that, they're writing the 49ers off at this point, right? They're without two of their big stars. Brock Purdy hasn't been playing. George Kittle hasn't been playing. So maybe the outside voices kind of added a little extra motivation. I'm not sure, but this team is scrappy. And I think, sometimes when a team is an underdog, they find more joy in taking these victories. There's no expectations, right? There's very little expectations for this 49ers team right now because they're without a lot of their stars. Maybe those expectations will rise. I'm sure the expectations are high in the locker room, but I think outside the building, they're not. I remember that 2019 team, no one had any expectations that they would be good. And they rode that kind of under the radar wave all the way to the Super Bowl. And I think that's kind of, where they are. They kind of like being under the radar, and it keeps them motivated, and, they're just a scrappy group.
Yeah, the 2019 team, looking back on it, had a lot of superstars, but they were superstars in retrospect, right? They weren't necessarily superstars at the time, or at least we didn't view them as superstars at the time. And maybe this is the way this team is going to be. And, as far as those outside voices, yeah, I'm guilty. I didn't think the season was over. I just thought that there was, it would just be really difficult for this team to get as far as they could possibly get without Bosa and without Warner. And to that, yeah, I still believe that. However, every win this team gets with this group of players just sets themselves up. It sets themselves up for this season when they're still 5-2, 3-0 in the division, same record as the Rams right now. But it not only does it set themselves up for this year, it sets themselves up for the future too, because whatever they accomplish this season, just think how much better theoretically they could be next year when they get Bosa back. It's a clean ACL tear, so assume that he will be much the same player that he was when he last was on the field. And then Fred Warner, it's only considered about a 3-month injury for him to get back out there. So he should be a full go. And I think Fred Warner is quite determined to make sure that the next time we all see him on the field, he's even better than we saw him the last time he was on the field in that game against Tampa Bay.